BoldTrail Bootcamp. We have some exciting things that we're sharing with you today. Something about quick flyers. Sometimes we get a listing and all the things are happening fast, and you got an event this weekend. Well, it'd be nice to know how to do a flyer real quick and on the fly. So you're going to learn that today. Also, we're going to talk about automated marketing. Things like drip campaigns, those have been around for a while, but the automated campaigns also can include text messages as well. So nice little follow-ups. But there's other things that we offer too, like listing alerts. I really like our listing alerts that we do because it showcases the photo of the new listing right in the email. It doesn't require a lot of links that somebody's got to click. People don't like links anyways. We got market reports that are automated marketing. And then we're going to highlight even more the seller report. If you've got a listing, you can show clicks and details. And then CoreHome, which is newly launched, very exciting resource that's available now in BoldTrail. And it is a mobile app that is a resource for buyers, sellers, and basically anybody that you know who lives in a house or a residence. It's a wonderful resource to know what's happening around them and pricing and market trends all in one easy location. And that's called CoreHome. So let's go ahead and dive right in. This time we're actually going to dive right into BoldTrail itself, because when we're going to design flyers, I want you to be able to see that there's so much different options. And if you have questions, we can kind of navigate through those. So the first is how to design a flyer. Well, I'm going to call that marketing because you're going to market the property. So for finding those flyers, you're going to want to look in the marketing section. Click into marketing, and there's lots of different options here, but you're going to look for that design center. It's a library of marketing assets and templates to create and use. So we will click Get Started. Now in this section in the Design Center, you have a lot of resources. You've got all the media, all collective in one. Print media, obviously you're going to use your printer to print it, or you can download a PDF and go to a preferred print vendor. You also have social media templates built into the system, a video, which includes a property video of a slideshow of your new listing that you can download and put into different places like YouTube or on your website, social media. Great content there. And then you'll have your own property website and any saved designs you've done. So since today's is about flyers, there's a lot of flyer options. Notice all of the different styles and content categories off to the left. I've already highlighted listing promotion, and you can check out the design templates. There's 25 of them by just scrolling to you can view all, or you can click the button to scroll through the different options. One of the things I want to pay close attention to is if it's one-sided or two-sided, because that means more print, right? Higher cost. So if it says 2 pages, obviously that's a front and back. If it doesn't say anything, it's just one-sided. And some are portrait landscape. So that the dimensions are flipped, 11 by 8.5. So that means it's going to be a wider postcard. I'm sorry, a flyer. And most of them are going to be portrait. So you can look at the design template. Some have 3 photos. But the great thing about this tool is that all of the MLS is built into the system. So you can change it to have 1 photos, 3 photos, 5. Sometimes the templates offer different resources. So you find a template that you like. Let's just pick this one right here. It's got 2 agents on it. Sometimes you're working with another agent. It's nice to be featured. And you click the template. Because BoldTrail integrates with MLS, you can type the MLS address right here. And once you select it, maybe you'll see it in your drop down or whatnot. I'm just going to select some here. How about this one? Panda. Maybe it's a cuddly bear. Who knows? We will find out. Okay. So here is the property. You would type in the information for your MLS. It'll pull in the details. Now, this is a really fun fact. When you put in your listing properties into MLS, and I'm going to stop my share for a second so you really dial in. When you load those photos into MLS, that means it'll send it across the internet in that way and in that order. So when it gets to BoldTrail, it's not going to be able to pick intelligently the 3 best photos to feature in the flyer. It's going to pick the first, the second, and the third. A lot of agents, let me say it this way. A key strategy that I've noticed of top producing agents is that they may use the first 5 feature photos to go throughout the home. The most attractive front of the house, Then they'll dive into like the gorgeous living room, the beautiful gourmet kitchen, the pool in the backyard, that kind of a thing. And then the rest of the photos start from the beginning and walk as though they're going through the house. So fun little strategy. And all of the data will funnel into BoldTrail and create the flyer. So if you kind of put that out there into the universe into MLS, then your flyer would be 1, 2, and 3 of the featured photos. If it looks like this, no worries. You can hover over the image, click the edit button, and swap the image. And all of the images from MLS will show up. This is probably a bad example. So let's maybe pick a different one. How about that? Let's see what else we've got. Here's one on Coral Circle. All right, lovely home. All right, let's take a different image, swap it out, MLS photos. This is a manual listing that it looks like that maybe that person just, oh, this is a great coming soon. If you upload your own coming soon information in here and you just upload one image, then you can use that in the flyer. But let's just choose an active listing. That way it'll pull in all the photos. People do a lot more work on those. Here it is, all the 3 images, swap image, and here's all of the photos. Really great stuff there. If you don't have any images, you can also upload from the media library or choose stock images. So it's okay. There's lots of great things. It also will funnel in the price, beds, bath, square footage, and your description. It has your photo and contact information. If you want to add another agent, you can add the entity to add a co-agent, and it puts that details in there, and you would type in that legacy agent's name, and they would pop up so that you can add them to the flyer. It's a really easy, cool flyer to create. It's just turnkey. Once you save it, you can do the actions, download it, print it, all the things. They're save and save and exit. One other piece I wanted to highlight though is that it says just listed at the top on this template, but maybe it's something different. Maybe it's coming soon. Open houses, price reductions, or just sold. So once you create the flyer once, you can go back in it again, change the status of it, and voila, it's already done for you. You also have the ability to change the photo count, so as I mentioned, and you can add a QR code to scan it and go to your website. I love that feature. We talked about it last time about creating a QR code for your listing, but once you do, you can create the QR code, link it to the website, and it puts it right into the system. So it's a really cool resource, guys. Encourage you to do that. Save and exit. Okay, so this is creating flyers really quick, on the fly. Sometimes you guys like to go a little rogue and create something even more custom. Well, we do offer that solution as well for you at Legacy Real Estate, and that lives in our Canva accounts. So I'm back on the dashboard at BoldTrail, and I'm going to hover over to the company cloud where all of our cool creative extra things work and live on the cloud. And we go into Canva Designs. This is a library of all of our templates, very similar to the Design Center. And last one I looked at here, so it remembers that. But the first page of this is the property flyers. So on this property flyers, I have 1 photo, 3 photos, 4 photos, and this one's a little bit more plug and play. You now put on a designer hat. Okay, fine. But then you can add some personal branding, customization, change the size, photo, colors, fonts. You can get very creative if you want. And if you're really savvy with Canva, then, have at it. What I also like to remind you guys is that you're in the business to sell properties. And if you're spending hours on building flyers and marketing materials, it's not in your highest and best use. It's kind of like getting ready to get ready. So I also recommend that if you want it personalized, but you don't want to do it yourself, and you don't really love the templates that are in BoldTrail, hi, can we be friends? Because we do have a marketing suite of services that we offer that customization for you. A customized flyer is $15. It typically takes me like 5 to 10 minutes. And yeah, so it's kind of cool. Of course, normal business hours. So I wouldn't be able to do that like 10 o'clock on a Friday night, but you get the idea, guys. So really fun stuff on building flyers and creating it. You have lots of options. Do it quick and easy, get it out there, or design it yourself through Canva, or ask for help through the marketing department. All right, let's dive back into BoldTrail. The next thing we're going to talk about is going to live 100% in your contact database. And this is all about that automated marketing. I'm gonna spend a little bit more time on this piece, and that there's so many levels. So the first is that we want to access your contact section, just to kind of highlight all that's available to you. In your contacts, you're going to find your contacts, and you can click into them by clicking their name. When you click into their name, we're going to highlight everything on the right side. These are action items. Call them, text them, email them. But sometimes you want to pull in extra data, right? What do people want to know? They want to know about listings on the market. They want to know what their home is worth. They want to know all the stuff. So these are those avenues. The first is a search alert. We're not highlighting search alerts in this particular class, but there is search alerts in here where you can add up to 2 search alerts by area, pricing criteria, polygon charts, and then it'll automatically go depending on the frequency that you set. Automated campaigns within this system is an active campaign. You have to be able to turn your campaigns on if you want these to go out, and then you'll see them here, okay? Otherwise, you're not gonna really see any of the campaigns load. Mine are all turned off. As a marketing person, I don't want real estate campaigns to go out, but I will show you how you can activate those campaigns, whether they're open house leads, come to your website leads, buyer, seller, repeat business, maybe they're in your sphere of influence. So we're gonna highlight those campaigns. My favorite, because it is all encompassing, is this market report. This thing is awesome. You can pick it by location, city, zip, neighborhood, and it goes out on the frequency that you set. It is fantastic, guys. I highly recommend your action item for the day to get stronger in your BoldTrail Bootcamp is to add a market report for every single person in your database based off where they live. We talked about this in the very first class about having those automated search alerts, the search alerts for that particular farm list. This is very similar to that. There is an automated feature if you're working in farm lists. But one by one, it's a really valuable resource to give content, real estate content that's relevant, timely, and it's just constantly good information that they want. And then if they don't want it for whatever reason, they can unsubscribe. Okay, fine, no big deal. To add it, you would click the add button and you would type in the location in the location section. So we'll type in Livermore, okay? Just a city, and you've got area, neighborhood, or city. If I type the city, then I can choose the frequency. I want it to go out once a month, and I click add, and it's done. 2 clicks, and it's done. Obviously, they're going to need their email address within the system so that you can get that sent out. But every time your system, the BoldTrail system sends an email for the marketer report on your behalf, it tracks it in the timeline. It's a wonderful, wonderful resource. Fabulous automated marketing. You set it once and you never have to worry about it again. It's truly lovely. There is a present tool. This is linked to the presentation section within BoldTrail when you're going to go present for a listing appointment or a buyer tour or something to that extent. Anything you save and attach to a client will live in their client page. So that's what that is. The listing valuation section is based off of content that they may have put into your website that links them to you, showing that their home is this valued range and whatnot. You can refresh it and it'll resend them listing valuations. I also have found that the market report kind of does that as well and showing different pricing points in their area. It's a lovely resource. All right, diving into seller report and CoreHome. So seller report, if I was to add it, it's going to ask for the MLS number. That's it. That is it. And all it does will tell when the open houses are, hit counts, and details, and it will add that MLS, it will add the email, send out the report. It's a really simple resource. If you're doing a lot of stuff with it and want to add notes to those listings, that there's a section here in the listings section that allows you to add details for the timeline that goes out in the seller report. So let me show you that section. So if I go into listings, and I'll just go into company listings, and I'm going to just select this particular list. Here's the section where it says timeline. When I add open houses, the details comes into it. Ta-da! If I want to add comments to it, I can do that. And now you're adding all the details. Hey, these clients came into the system. These leads came in from this resource. I hosted a social media advertisement campaign for $39, and I filtered it here. And then every time, every week or 2 weeks that you want the seller report to go out, it automatically will have all of those comments in the timeline built into it. You guys become the superstar and you update it right then and there. And it's really neat. You just got the listing, add a comment, done. All right, let's go back to that marketing section, which is right here. So that is the seller report. It is not highly used that I see it within BoldTrail, but it is a really valuable resource. All right, now let's talk about CoreHome. CoreHome, let's start from the beginning. CoreHome is such a cool resource here. I'm going to type in CoreHome in this top section. New spaces. And click CoreHome. It's its own website. This allows you to send this particular link. It would be your name up at the top, .legacyrea.com. Send this to your clients, every single person you know, to have them download their home ownership app. It's okay if they're not actually a homeowner yet. Maybe it's just where they live, but they can see different details and be included in the search alerts that they have, search the active listings, find out market details in their reports. It's awesome. You can add this QR code to any marketing materials you have. You can click the link that says send me the app once you type in the information, and it has so much cool data in it for them. Ta-da! It's a free resource for them. They can download it onto their phones as CoreHome and just start leveraging that tool and building relationships. Just another value add. And then once they download that app, it links into their account and shows that they've downloaded the app. Great for buyers, sellers, cool resource. And then they can always track back to see changes and in their listing alerts as well on the app. So really great resource today. I'm going to open it up in case you guys have any questions, and we can dive in any further into any other items. And I'm going to take roll here. So just one moment.